Hey everyone, GoJay51 here with our first official unboxing video of 2019. Got this from Flossie's Gifts, and enough talk, let's open. Got my receipt from Flossie's, very nice. Add that to the pile. Here we go. I'm gonna have to keep this. Here we go. Up, out. Nothing else inside. We have the Rick Godzilla 1989 from the film Godzilla vs. Biollante. This is the Yuji Sakai. Let's get him open. Okay, let's get it out. The box. Alright. Here he is inside his plastic casket. Oh, nice and fresh. Smells nice and fresh. Okay. Now, got my trusty wire cutters. Always seem to miss one, don't I? First off, part of the Rick feature, we have this awesome looking battery pack. Rather than the snow cone looking one, it says Godzilla 1989, 30 centimeter. Looks awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Second Rick feature is the Super X2 with the fire mirror wide open. It's awesome. Okay. Now for the main event. Here's the first part of his tail. Okay. Second part of the tail. Now we have part of the stand. Very nice. Stand is going to be for the Super X. Just got to find the other part of it. And we have the King of the Monsters himself. And the big thing that I was worried about, I've seen pictures online of this bad boy, and some have had a funny looking mouth. This one does not have a funny looking mouth. This mouth looks awesome. I love it. Ooh, just give me chills. Okay. This guy has a date with a blow dryer. Be right back. X Plus, Yuji Sakai, Godzilla 1989, Closed Mouth, Rick Boy. And off the bat, it's very awesome looking. And I love this sculpt. I love the Rick features, Super X2, but I mainly wanted this figure for a reason, and I wanted it for the blue light-up dorsal plates. And I got it to work. Then I let it sit for a second, and I tried it again, and it didn't work. So I took it out, I played with the batteries a little bit, after trying it multiple times. I got it to work. So, yeah. We'll try it again towards the end of the video. This is going to be a long video because I'm going to talk about the figure, talk about all the Rick features, going to do some size comparisons. I'm going to do a comparison to his counterpart, the other Yuji Sakai open mouth one, where he has subtle differences from, but mainly is the same figure. And then we're going to try to fire him up again and see the blue dorsal plates. You'll see, hopefully in the video I showed before this, we'll have him with the blue dorsal plates. But, yeah. In fact, you know what? I don't want to wait. I need to see this now, if this is going to work. It's going to drive me nuts. The entire video, and I will not be able to concentrate. Alright, lights off. Oh wait, I guess I do need the lights a little bit. Like the other light-ups, he has a little slab of skin that just lifts right off, or at least usually it does. There we go. Got the slab of skin off. Now, gently putting in the light adapter thing. And here we go. Okay. There we are. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Whew, okay. Now I feel better. On with the review. Okay. So this figure was released around December 2018. And I was going to skip it altogether. Rick and Standard, because I do have the other Yuji Sakai 89. And that's a wonderful figure. That's a figure that gets a lot of hate. That's a figure that's being added to the Why the Hate series, which will begin soon. Very busy, but that's going to be one of the figures, Why the Hate. And, what was I talking about? Oh, I didn't feel I needed to get this figure at all. Then they announced the gigantic Godzilla 89. And I saw the pictures of the Rick features for it. Cool, but I wanted something a little more. Then enter Godzilla 1964. Bit of a weird segue, but there's this Godzilla 64 figure from X Plus, the Rick feature, with the blue dorsal plates, and it looks pretty awesome. I've seen a few reviews on it, namely Mr. Fresh Vinyl's review on it. And I always wanted a figure with a Godzilla figure where his dorsal plates would light up blue rather than white or red or orange. And, yeah. They released this one, and it has blue dorsal plates. I made sure of that before ordering it. So, yeah, I ordered it. The Super X2 is a great little throw-in to go along with it, and overall, I love this figure. It looks awesome. I love the pose. I love the way how it's moving. You know, not really moving, but the way how he's in motion. Closed mouth is always a win. I love open mouth Godzillas when he's roaring, But I also like the closed mouth as well. I like to throw it up in the air and I just have different looks. And I have the open mouth roaring, but now I have the closed mouth. So those two look good together. I just don't know how I'm going to get them onto the shelf. But anyway, those are good problems. And yeah, so let's look into Godzilla first. Then we'll go on to the Rick features. Alright, right off the bat, you look at the face. And he just looks very awesome. And I can see a little bit on the left side of his mouth. His lip is coming up a little bit over the teeth, which, it's fine. Then you move it to the side a little bit, and he looks like he just walked right out of the movie. Just looks awesome. I definitely have to say his right side is the stronger side. Left side looks good, but not as much as the right side. Teeth looking awesome. Going on to the eyes, brown and black. Awesome. Go on to the ears, looking great. Looking great. Then you look at the eyebrows, going over the eyes, just looking awesome. Look at all the tiny little dorsal plates on top of his head, going all the way into the neck. The neck, nice and long, looking great. The front of the neck, that's where Kenpachiro Satsuma will be able to look out. Which I met Satsuma-san with, I was wearing a Godzilla vs. Biollante shirt, and he's like, "Hey, Bio Goji." I'm like, "Uh-huh." And he's cool dude. That was a really cool moment. Loved it. And you move on to the chest. Big burly Godzilla, looking awesome. Love it. And the arms are one of the first differences. They're out a little further, I think, and a little more upper, but they're just awesome. Moving on to the waist and the legs. Very thin legs compared to later films in the Heisei series. Mainly with, the 92 actually starts, pudge up a little bit. Not as muscular looking as like the 91, but, the 89 is alright. Looking at the legs, even closer around the feet, the right foot is stepping forward as the left foot is in the back. Keeping balance, just like the other Yuji Sakai. Looking awesome. The tail curling off to the right this time. Very long tail. Seriously, look at that tail. That is a long tail. And it just looks beautiful. And you move on to the dorsal plates. I love the dorsal plates. They are translucent so that the light for the Rick feature can show up. The blue light for the Rick feature. This looks awesome. Overall, I love this figure. I love the Yuji Sakai 89 with the open mouth. And this one, this is the Osaka landing from towards the end of the film before they put the anti-nuclear energy bacteria into him, which, little side tangent, apparently that film was, hated in Japan at first. It was, maybe not hated, maybe hated is the wrong word. It was critically panned and underperforming. I don't get it. I thought that movie was incredible. It's gotten a lot better, with the guys released here in the United States and, more home market have seen it. But, watching it, I can imagine watching this in a theater just being blown away, of all the scenes with Godzilla, with Biollante, them two fighting each other. The goofiness with, getting the anti-nuclear bacteria, the secret agents, just... It was really cool. I don't understand why that film was just frowned upon for the longest time. So anyway, in my conclusion, this is an awesome figure, an epic figure, capturing Godzilla perfectly from the film, especially from the Osaka landing. This looks awesome. And I'm definitely going to keep the box. Well, I keep all the boxes. I just don't keep the entire box. I usually just keep the front face of them. But, that one was especially awesome looking. Alright, so, there we are. Moving on to the Rick features. Now, we're going to go over the first one, the Super X2, and then we're going to go over the Light Up. We saw at the beginning of the video. Let's see if I can get it to go again. But, Super X2. Now, I like the Super X2, but I think I like the Super X1 better. Because, that felt more grounded. where the Super X2, it seemed like it was supposed to be pretty much invincible, then burning up and pretty much being a drone. And I don't know, there's something about, battles and combat when you're using a drone against an organic life form. I don't like that. Okay, if it's going to be a fight, it should be a one-on-one, living versus living. If you're going to attack something with a robot, and you're not going to control it. Like Mechagodzilla is fine. Being inside of Mechagodzilla, there's a human being inside of Mechagodzilla, so there's consequences. When there's no consequences, for a drone in a fight, I kind of, stop really, seeing like a, you know what I mean, like the Super X. It had like, 4 pilots, that went down in the first one. Then we have the drone one. Then in Godzilla vs. Destroyer, the Super X3 has multiple pilots in that, it has stakes, it has, you feel for the pilots, like, oh, they're getting in this plane, they're about to fight a giant radioactive monster. What are they thinking? But, side tangent aside, you actually feel the detail inside the fire mirror as it's open. That's where Godzilla breathe fire and reflect. That's awesome feeling. Okay. Around to the side, very simple looking. It has the Super X emblem, Super X2. It has the DAG that goes around to the front of it. Looks awesome. Now, I guess it's got that camera on top of it. Nicely painted. Japanese flag, very nice. Then you move on to the back of it. It's got the little verniers, little boosters. Move on to the undercarriage of it. It's got the little thrusters that lift it off the ground so they can boost then. Then it's got this little red dot underneath the actual mirror part. And is that the Japanese flag? Is that a record button? That I don't know. But hey, awesome Rick feature. And it's made of, rubber. Or vinyl. Sorry, not rubber, vinyl. And it's squishy. It's not solid. So there's that. Now, I'd like to compare this to the Super X that I got with the 25 centimeter Godzilla 89. And they're about the same. They're about the same size. They are the same size, actually. The only things that are different is that this one's fire mirror is closed, and the paint job is different. I think the Super X from the 25 centimeter actually captures the feel of the movie more than this one does, but still, it's cool. Put you back up there. Hey, this one has a little red dot too. Okay. Things you notice. Okay, and let's look at the stand. I like this stand. It has multiple points where you can actually put the stand for Super X. And you just place it in. It has a very long peg to slip right in. And then, easy peg there. Holds up Super X2 like it's very easy. What's the point of the other ones? I guess if you have other, flying units and you actually have more stands for them, I guess you can make like a little fleet or something, going after Godzilla. That hint, hint. Okay, so that there is the Rick part of the Godzilla, is the Super X2. Looks cool. I like it. If I was to, say one thing about it, I wish it did have the paint job from the 25 centimeter. This one's a little too bright green. But wait, wasn't it bright green in the film? Whatever. Okay. So, enough of that. Now, for the Rick feature again. The blue light-up dorsal plates. Got them to work towards the front of the video. Let's see if we can do it again. Can't believe that this is going to happen every time I want to show off this Godzilla. I have to keep my fingers crossed and hope that it works. Too much to ask if you just plug it in and just work. But, okay, piece is out, and it has the same kind of shape as the plug as you put it in. It's a little different, but, place it off to the side. Plug in. Nice and easy. turn off my light. Here we go. Oh, there we go. I don't know, I just gotta play with the batteries every time, but, alright, we got it to work, and whew, that looks incredible. Just amazing. Okay, let's get some lights back on. And we're back. Gently unplug it. Well, let's try it again. And they work. Okay. I don't know. I guess he just wants to tease me every time. But, okay. And you do have the battery pack. 30 centimeter Yuji Sakai Godzilla 1989 Osaka version. Okay. Love it. Love it. And last part, we are going, well, second to last part, we are going to talk about his size comparison to the original Yuji Sakai 30 centimeter Roaring version. Okay. Right on over. And here they are in comparison. Identical figures. Okay, one's open mouth, one's closed mouth. The other one has the Rick feature with the light up. But as far as, oh, it seems like the Osaka landing, yes, the Osaka landing with the closed mouth actually has a much longer tail than the original release, which, okay. Paint job is a little different. The Yuji Sakai 89 from before seems to have a lighter tone to his skin as the, with the tree bark skin. The 89 closed mouth has a darker tone, I guess to help him blend in with the night in the version that he's from. Just both excellent figures, both very well worth to be a part of anyone's collection. I'm very happy that I have both of them. Okay. I don't feel bad for, quote, double dipping in this case. I think they both look awesome. And there are those who just don't like them and don't like the Yuji Sakai one, which, okay, you don't like it, you don't like it. That's your deal. Okay? Also, the tail, actually, for the 89, the original was actually in 3 segments, where the Osaka landing, the new one, is actually in only 2 segments. So, okay, let's put you back. There we go. Alright. So, here we are. We've got everything back for this here Godzilla, looking epic. But the last part I want to talk about is I am a huge fan of the Heisei series and Godzilla vs. Biollante. And later this year, pretty much in 2 months, ask me how this is going to work, I'm going to be getting the gigantic 1989 Godzilla, the standard version, the open mouth and just the regular sculpt. Don't have to worry about the glow-in-the-dark dorsal plates, because I got this one with the blue dorsal plates, which, don't worry, before this video ends, I am going to try again and turn it on and see what happens. I have faith that it will stay on. I have faith that it will stay on. I have faith it will stay on? But anyway, once I get that figure, or sometime before it, I'm going to get a new wire rack. And like the setup I have with all my Shin Godzilla figures, all 3 of them, but, I'm going to make a little Godzilla 89 stand at the top. And I'm going to buy the poster to Godzilla vs. Biollante, or just find a picture of the 89 Godzilla. I'm going to put it up there with it, and I'm going to make like a little, shrine mural thing to Godzilla 89. So it's going to have the gigantic, it's going to have the both the Osaka landings. I'm going to have the Diamond reissue. I'm going to have the Super X's. I'm going to have the 25 Samurai. It's going to look awesome. So that's planned for later in the future for Gojira A51. I'm going to do a little showing around with it. It's going to look cool. And if you haven't seen the film Godzilla vs. Biollante that was released in 1989, there are several avenues to watch it. Well, there's the VHS that was released back in 1993, 94. But if you don't want to get a VHS player, which I don't really, recommend you do nowadays, there are multiple DVD releases of it, and most of all, there is the Blu-ray release of it that came out about 2013, 2014, back when the 2014 Godzilla was released. It's an awesome film, and the awesome Blu-ray release of it, had the trailer, had some concept art for Biollante on it as well, making Biollante look more like Godzilla in it, which would have been like a plant Godzilla, which that would have been pretty cool. But then again, I love Biollante as well in the film, what they use. It is a model of modern science. What they did with all the suitmation they used for it, just the mass, the bulk of it, just looked awesome. That's a monster a lot of people want to see return. Whether it's from Toho, whether it's from Legendary, we need more Biollante. We've seen her in multiple comic adaptations of Godzilla, where Godzilla has to pretty much pull out every last stop to defeat her. I've actually seen him you have to, sink her in lava from a volcano to stop her in one. He actually blasts her into pieces, and seemingly she's dead, but then she comes back at the end of the comic series, actually, holding down Destroya so that Godzilla could destroy Destroya, and then she actually started, becoming one with the Earth. So, yeah, where was I going with this? Godzilla vs. Biollante, awesome film, go watch it. The Osaka landing for Godzilla 1989, I'm so glad I got it. I'm so glad I got the Rick with the light up dorsal plates. Thank you very much, Flossies, for working with me and allowing me to put this on a little bit of a need to get basis, and allowed me to pay when I needed to, and that there is mostly the show. But like I said, let's try again. Oh, this piece. Okay, here we go. Go. Here we go. It's like Christmas. Alright, everyone, have a good night. Okay, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we're going to monkey around a little bit with the next review. Alright, take it easy.